I'm Shane Bangle with the Manna Group, and today we're going to talk about more stuff just about homes and houses. In particular, I want to just spread some knowledge on roofing and how important it is here in the Pacific Northwest. Obviously, everybody wants to have a good roof over their head that's not leaking and that lasts and doesn't cost you a ton of money. Due to our severe weather, we get snow and rain and heat in the summer, roofs do take a beating in the Pacific Northwest. So it's a really important thing to know about when you're purchasing a home. What are you looking for? How do you detect maybe some defects? How do you estimate the age of the roof? Now, I'm not a professional roofer. I just deal with so many homes that I have a good amount of knowledge on them. We know plenty of well-qualified, experienced roofers and get you recommended to them if you have a specific problem. So let's just talk about types of materials real quick first. The most common material used for roofing here in the Pacific Northwest is just a shingle, asphalt shingle. Those come in 3-tab, architectural tab, several different styles. It's just the most common that we have here in Spokane. You can have roofs that are metal. That's another really common one here in Spokane. Those are nice because they shed snowfall pretty easily, usually depending on design. Obviously, the pitch or the angle of the roof matters a lot. You can have roofs that are made of other things that aren't as common here in Spokane. You can have a tile roof. I've seen those here in Spokane. It's a lot more common down in the West, in Phoenix, Las Vegas markets, very, very common. You can have a rubber material that roofs are made out of as well, and you'll see that on like flat roofs. That's very common. And those are designed they have slight grades that go to drains and shed things off that way. But I want to spend the majority of time kind of talking about what we see most commonly, and that's the asphalt shingle. So on a house, one of the telltale signs that we can still use to tell the age of a home is what we call a drip edge. So there's a L-shaped piece of metal usually. It's called drip edge. It goes along the edge of the eaves where the roofing material comes down and meets the eaves. And what that's designed to do is to not let water go back underneath the roof. So when we see that, drip edge became code, it was like roughly 16 or 17 years ago. So when we see that, we know more likely than not, at least it was within that time frame. It can't probably be older than 20 years old. Obviously, that's becoming less and less of a good indicator. One of the other big things that we look at is the granular loss, if you will, on the shingle itself. So every shingle has like this granular on it. As it starts to fail, that granular washes away and washes off. Once that stuff is gone, you're more likely to have water penetration. One of the big issues that we have here in the Pacific Northwest is we get snow, it sits there, snow melts, it starts to run water down, and then it freezes again, so then you get ice buildup, and we call that an ice dam. So then it starts melting, it hits the ice dam, water backs up, that freezes, it keeps happening over and over again, so then there's this big conglomerate of ice that holds water in on your roof, and water can actually travel back up under your shingles and into your roofing material, cause a lot of problems. So that happens, if the snow is not coming off, it's not shedding. It also just happens based on certain pitches. That's how roofs are designed. Really important to use heat tape in those scenarios so that ice can't build up and water runs into your gutters and on its way. There are lots and lots of important things. In Spokane, it's very common. They used to just put asphalt shingle on top, layer on top of layer. So you see homes that have 2, 3, 4 layers of roofing material on them. That's no longer the proper way of doing it. You got to scrape all that off, put down new tar paper, then put on your asphalt shingle. It actually holds up and is a lot better that way. Metal roofs they're very effective. I would say they are aesthetically pleasing as well. A lot more use of metal roofs happening now. The one kind of key there is there are screws that hold the metal roof down, and those will work themselves out with like the freezing and the thawing, so they have to be maintained a little bit. This is like just the very beginning scraping level of roofing. As you buy a house, you want to make sure that you're checking these things out and paying attention to. We check it out when we're just viewing a house. It's really important to be like, okay, hang on, this is a huge issue. You've got a $20,000 bill if you buy this house, because that roof needs to be replaced immediately. So that's something to pay attention to. If the roof is in good condition but not great, there are some companies that will do some treating to it and guarantee that roof for 5 additional years. Those are great options when the roof is at marginal level, and that's a lot less expensive option than replacing the whole roof. So there's tons and tons of things to know and to be aware of with roofing when you're buying a house. These are a few of them. Please reach out and call if you have any questions in some of the specifics, or if you need help getting connected to a quality roofer, we'd love to help you with that.